I was thinking about Waylon Wire a lot this morning. He messaged me. I put up a video the other night of some guy that had a Nash at a car show, and I was talking to, and I was telling that guy about Waylon Wire, and I said some things about Waylon Wire that weren't necessarily true. And he corrected me this morning in a gentle way, not in a harsh way, just like, well, it wasn't really a 283 motor, it was a 350 motor, and I didn't blow the heads, I blew the engine. And I wrote back and said that, you have to keep in mind that anytime I'm telling stories about you, they are only going to be loosely tethered to the truth. And, that's the truth. Anytime I'm telling a story about anything, it's only going to be loosely tethered to the truth, because Garrison Keillor said one time that the truth is not really all that interesting most of the time. I mean, the truth doesn't really tell a good story as good as a well-fashioned lie. So Garrison Keillor used to say that he lied for a living because he was a storyteller. And I think that sums up a lot of things that has to do with me, because I'm kind of a storyteller, and the things I say may only be loosely connected to the truth sometimes. So I just want y'all to keep that in mind. So I'll stop talking now, and I'll go out to where the saw is, and I'll draw some pictures on a piece of wood. Yeah, and one thing about it, anything you see me doing on video like this, you can pretty much count on the fact that I really did it, because you're watching me. It's kind of like some of those political things. I don't know if you ever see politics on television, but lots of times they'll be on the television telling us the truth. Only we just, can sort of consider whether or not what they're telling us actually is the truth or not, if that makes any sense. So sometimes it used to be that if I would see somebody doing something on a video, like if I would see a video of someone saying something, I could loosely assume that what they were saying they really did say. But now that we have artificial intelligence, which is, I suppose, if you got to have some kind of intelligence, I guess artificial intelligence is better than no intelligence, which is sometimes what I have to work with. Now, boy, I don't know about that. I don't know if that's right or not. I think maybe it could be. Maybe it could be. Could be. But anyway, what I was going to say, or fixing to say, or starting to say, was that sometimes with artificial intelligence, you don't actually know if what you see is the truth or not. Because nowadays they can make up artificially created videos of people saying and doing things that they never did. I'm having my doubts about this, but I think the only real way to know is to try it. It's going to be hard to test fit it because, see, I'm going to need to, in order to fit that up in a car, I'm going to need to do both sides, which means I'm going to have to depend on that to be right. And then do the flip side on the other end. One thing about it, the upholstery will give me a little wiggle room, because when you got a little upholstery on there, it's kind of like the truth. You got a little room to play around with it, and it may not be exactly perfectly right, but you can make up for it by wiggling it around and letting it play in the upholstery. I don't know what I'm saying. If y'all ever think I know what I'm saying, just beware that you might be fooled if you think I know what I'm saying. That's all I'm saying. All right, let's take his shirt off, because I done got a little on the warmish side. And also, probably ought to change the angle of this camera, because I'm going to be slinging. I got one of these little battery-powered saws Little Ryobi saw came in a kit with a bunch of other stuff a long time ago, and that's handy. I use it. I use it sometimes. When I got it, I thought I'd never use that, but you know, when you're doing little lightweight pieces of wood like this, you don't really need a big power saw for that. A little saw will work fine, I think. Let's see if I can do this without making a big mess. See, when you're cutting a circle, you can cut it in stages, like maybe cut it across here and then trim it here and trim it here. So let's try that. See if we can make that work. Careful now. Dad used to stick a little piece of wood in these things and stick them up where they wouldn't come back down and get in your way. Y'all don't watch what I'm doing because it's an act of non-safety. Yeah, that's what my dad used to do. You don't have to worry about all this blade getting in the way. And plus, if I took that down a notch, that might give me a little bit lethality, less lethality there. There's a big ugly splinter right there that wants to get me. I don't want it. Well, I'll take it in there and try it. think I'm fairly close. Probably what I'm going to have to do is re-trim this. But if I can get it to sit up in here, see, I can tell, like, it looks like if I took a little bit off of this right here, that would get me pretty close. Yeah. 'Cause I don't think I'm too far. Well, I'm about, how much is that? I might be about nearly an inch over here. Over here I'm good, I think. See, I could trim off a little right here. All of that across the back is up too high, I think. And I think I could come down a little there from that. But I'm still going to need to lose some over here. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to get my pencil. What do I do with my pencil? What I'll do is I'll take my pencil and I'll mark along the edge of it. If I can find my pencil. Let me go look for one. Hold the door. Sometimes if you have a pencil like this is like a carpenter's pencil, and you see there's almost a quarter of an inch. So if you lay that against the side of something and mark it, you can shave a quarter inch off of it in a certain place. Now on this board, that side over there appears to fit pretty well. So what I'm going to need to do is, there's one spot back here where I need to take off a little bit. This other side needs a little bit more taken off of it. So I'm just gonna go across here like this, and that'll take off a little bit of that right there. And then over here, see, I'm going to need to lose more of this over here. So I'm going to do like this here. Did y'all just hear that? We live in a place where they have granite quarries, and I just heard dynamite go off. That happens around here a pretty good bit. It's not that unusual to hear the dynamite go off. So, I mean, no need to be concerned. Although, there was a time when they blew up the local monument around here, the Guidestones, and that was troubling to me, because I didn't like the idea of them blowing up some public property. That sounded a little bit too much like the kind of thing that I don't think I would be in support of. But normally when I hear dynamite and a big explosion and feel the earth shake, I don't necessarily automatically assume that they just dropped a nuclear weapon or anything like that, you know. I just sort of relax into it until I can see the world coming to an end. It's kind of like artificial intelligence. Until I can see the world coming to an end, I'm not going to panic, generally. That's my thoughts on that. Let's see if we can get this out of here. That's a tight fit right there, boy. Yeah, come on now. You can come out of there. It's okay. You don't have to be stuck. You can come unstuck. Come on. You can do it. There you go. You can do it. There you go. Okay. Here we go. Okay. There we go. All right, let's throw this pencil in our pocket this time so that next time we get in here we'll have it. We'll have to go look for it. Then I'll go back out here and we'll cut this again and see. we can get a little closer to reality that we're shooting for. One thing about it, this isn't the most uncomfortable car I've ever had to get into, you know. Like that Rambler, for example, you got a car that's got a short roof line and sunken floors, and you try to get over inside of it. It'll be a lot more challenging than that one's got a flat floor and a tall roof. So I'm gonna do some more creative cutting here. Follow the lines. Sawdust in the windpipe. One other thing about doing this kind of thing is you don't want to ever be in a hurry. If you're in a hurry, you just might as well go sit down and drink RC Cola, because if you're in a hurry, you're almost always going to mess up. Just saying, look out for that. Alright, let's go try that.